Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine Panchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. My dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my prostrated obeisances at your divine lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace and to your unparalleled service and mercy. When I joined the Boston Temple in 1969, Satsvarupa Das was the temple president and also the editor of BTG, and he always wanted articles for the magazine. So I wrote one entitled The Genuine Spiritual Master. And by the time the issue with my article reached you in February of 1971, I was with you in Gorakhpur, India. After reading my article, you called for me. The temple room was dimly lit, only some narrow shafts of light piercing through the slim openings in the wooden shutters along the side. Sitting alone on your raised cushion at the far end of the room, you are the very image of the eternal spiritual master, and your voice resonated with the truth of eternal time. I sat at your feet, eyes and ears wide open. I saw your article in Back to Godhead, you said. It was very nice. You should write. This is your first business. Go on writing. We require many, many such articles about Krishna consciousness. So you should devote yourself to writing. I will try, I said. But why are you asking me? I have no special qualification. We require many to do this work, and we need you also. So you travel with me, and I will guide you. You come and stay with me. I felt thrilled and honored. You had never before given me a direct instruction. In fact, we had hardly ever spoken, and now you were inviting me to stay with you. I felt a little intimidated and wondered how it would work. Also, I had always worked under my authorities, who would tell them about the proposal. So I asked, how will we decide whether I should travel with you or what I should do? You replied, by mutual consultation. And you instructed me, see that my books are accepted in the universities by the scholarly class. Then you asked if I ever thought of getting married. No, I said, I never think of getting married. And after a moment I added, the only time I ever thought of getting married was when I saw that all the GBCs were married. I thought they were like in a higher category. You will never be GBC. You will never be GBC, you said, and you continued, it is best to avoid marriage. Sex desire is like an itch. If you have an itch and you scratch it, it just becomes worse. Similarly, sex desire is there, and if you try to satisfy it, it becomes worse. So it is better to tolerate. Not only sex desire, all the demands of the senses, eating and sleeping also. So better to tolerate. So you remain brahmachari, and after 2 or 3 years, I will give you sannyas. In a matter of minutes, you had given me my whole life's program in Krishna consciousness. I was always thinking of you then. Yeah, we were staying in a very nice estate in Gorakhpur, which had been the former residence of Sri Hanuman Prasad Podar, the head of the Gita Press. Oh, I was always thinking of you then. Sometimes at night, I couldn't even sleep. I would just be thinking of how wonderful you were. I would stand on the balcony near your room and look out over the surrounding fields at the stars and the bright moon. I was in so much ecstasy that you had read my article and invited me to travel with you. And I experienced an awakening in my heart of a type of affection I had never felt before. Over the years, you repeated your instruction for me to write. In a letter to me dated August 12th, 1971, you wrote, "In the midst of your heavy duties, go on writing something glorifying the Lord and put our philosophy into words. Writing articles means to express oneself how he is understanding the whole philosophy. So this writing is necessary for everyone." I'll repeat that. This writing is necessary for everyone. In 1973, I sent you my Vyasa-puja offering. And on August 23rd, from Bhaktivedanta Manor, you sent me an encouraging note. I beg to acknowledge your receipt of your letter and the nice Vyasa-puja offering you sent. I have sent it to Satsvarupa Goswami for printing in the BTG. Writing is a very important part of our work, and Satsvarupa is always anxious to have new material from the devotees for expanding the BTG. You have a nice talent for writing, and practice makes perfect. So continue. It will be appreciated. Eventually, Back to Godhead published my offering, in which I described my first meeting with you and how you, had transformed my life. So, anyway, I'll just read this. But yeah, my first meeting with Srila Prabhupada was quite amazing. So this is a poem I wrote, sort of summarizing my first exchange with Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you who have given me light to open my eyes, which were firmly shut tight. When we first came to you in the darkness of night, the words from your lips made everything bright. Quote. So this is I'm quoting now what Prabhupada said to me, but in poetic form. What is your goal? Godhead to find or God to become? Please make up your mind. If you want to be God, if you want to become God, you can't be God now. Can a non-God become God? Please let me know how. God is within you, sitting there in your heart, just waiting for your loving service to start. But if you insist that you want to be him, you're cheating yourself and have nothing to win. If the seed of devotion with chanting you sow, then God will give sunlight to help make it grow. But if to become God remains your ambition, why should God help his competition? Krishna is God, and God he is always, on Yashoda's lap, or in Dwarka's hallways, or in Kurukshetra, he's God all the same. It's not that by yoga, the Lord he became. You are a spark, and God is the fire. You can be godly, but if you truly desire. Yeah, he said you cannot become God, but you can become godly. Your qualities match his, but the quantity is different. For God's nature is infinite, whereas you're insignificant. I cannot be God, for I truly am small, but he kindly allows me to serve him, that's all. That is his mercy, transcendent and sweet. Take it, be happy, that's all I entreat, end quote. Thus your divine grace I was blessed to meet, and thus I was forced to fall at your feet. You poured nectar like words through the holes of my ears to clean out my heart and vanquish my fears, arousing within me my love for the Lord, my actual life as his servant restored. Now I beg to remain an individual soul, serving the servant of the one spirit whole. All glory is to you who have given me this, a life that's eternal, full of knowledge and bliss, taking me from the darkness, cold and alone, back to Godhead, back to home. So that's the end of the poem. And I continue. In recent years, I have edited life's final exam, Death and Dying from the Vedic Perspective, and written Watering the Seed with teachings from His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Many Moons, Reflections on Departed Vaishnavas, I'll Build You a Temple, The Juhu Story, and now, Dancing White Elephants. And now, Dancing White Elephants, traveling with Srila Prabhupada in India, August 1970 to March 1972. On this occasion, I pray to you to bless me that I can continue to serve you, the devotees, and the world by writing about Krishna consciousness in the right consciousness. As you wrote in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 19:132, quote, "It is certainly not good to write literature for money or reputation, but to write books and publish them for the enlightenment of the general populace is real service to the Lord." That was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's opinion. And he specifically told his disciples to write books. He actually preferred to publish books rather than establish temples. Temple construction is meant for the general populace and neophyte devotees. But the business of advanced and empowered devotees is to write books, publish them, and distribute them widely. According to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, distributing literature is like playing on a great mridanga. Consequently, we always request members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness to publish as many books as possible and distribute them widely throughout the world. By thus following in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami, one can become a Rupanuga devotee. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, your eternal grateful servant. Okay.